is vintage Jordan super stuff.
Prime Michael Jordan.
Number 23's in the house.
Michael Jordan isn't just a name, he's a legacy carved in sweat, resilience, and unmatched greatness. From being rejected by his high school varsity team to becoming the face of basketball, Jordan's rise is the ultimate underdog story. He became Rookie of the Year in 1984, scored over 3,000 points in a single season, and earned 5 MVP titles across his career. With the Chicago Bulls, he dominated the 90s, winning 6 NBA championships, claiming 6 Finals MVPs, and holding an unbelievable 10 scoring titles. He defied injuries, silenced critics, and even delivered one of the most legendary performances, the flu game, scoring 38 points while barely able to stand. In 1996, he led the Bulls to an all-time record 72-win season, setting a benchmark no one thought possible. Jordan wasn't just a player, he was a cultural icon. The man who made basketball global, who turned sneakers into a billion-dollar empire, and who redefined what it means to be the greatest of all time. This is the story of primeness, the relentless dominance, the triumphs, the setbacks, and the lasting fire of Michael Jordan. Today, Michael Jordan measures about 6 feet 6 inches in height, but the same MJ once was rejected by the high school varsity team for his height. Being considered an average boy and rejected by varsity, he took the challenges to shake the earth beneath him. He probably had moved the mountains and increased his height by 10 centimeters a year and instantly gained his spot on the varsity roster. Till he finished his high school, he scored 26.1 assists per game, and after that, received invitations from half a dozen colleges. He finally chose a basketball scholarship at University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill and joined their team. Here at this point, MJ first met Coach Dean Smith, and this is what proved to be the turning point for his career. The 1982 NCAA championship game against Georgetown happened to be one of the best national games for MJ. With constant lead and lose strategy, North Carolina's Tar Heels under Coach Smith's guidance finally gained advantage over Georgetown. But this game would never have been possible without Michael Jordan if he hadn't taken that last 15 seconds of game-winning jump shot. In his 3 seasons with Tar Heels, Jordan scored 17.7 points per game with 54% shooting.
Throughout his career, Jordan played at shooting guard position. He sometimes played at small forward. But being an offensive player and taking the shots made him stand out from the other players. With a career and professional perspective, Michael left the college a year earlier than his scheduled graduation. He entered in the 1984 NBA draft and was picked as 3rd draft by his future and career-changing team of Chicago Bulls. With Michael on their side and Nike introducing him with unique Air Jordan shoes, Chicago Bulls might have gained popularity too. But being popular never improved the fate of the Chicago Bulls. Throughout the 80s, Chicago Bulls showed a mild improvement in their plays. It was only constant with Michael's average point goals. He finished his rookie 1984 season with 28.2 points per game and 51.5% shooting while gaining Rookie of the Year title. He earned his first MVP during the 1987-88 season. He broke the record of most earning points in a season with 3,000 points, and also 200 steals and 100 blocked shots during 1986-87 season. Maybe it was due to his rest days before the season due to a broken foot, but he made a great comeback. Still, being a single dragging player couldn't be able to pull the whole team.
By the 1988-89 season, they even reached the East Conference Finals. But for their nightmare, they had to face the bad boys of Detroit Pistons, led by Isaiah Thomas. During the period of 1987 onwards, they followed a strategy which was famously called Jordan Rules. The Pistons boys formed a triple team to defend and steal from MJ, or not give him any chance to shoot. The Bulls even hired a new coach, Coach Phil Jackson, for the 1989-90 season. This same year, Michael had a chance to play with new team players like Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant. This time, they moved to the finals by defeating Milwaukee Bucks and Philadelphia 76ers, and MJ also scored the second career-high 69 points in a single game, even breaking his own record of 63 points. But they faced Pistons boys, were defeated, and returned home with nothing.
Finally, here came Michael's tough decision on the court. He had to decide whether to let Bulls lose the game against Pistons or whether he should take a back position. Phil Jackson, along with assistant coach Tex Winter, decided to use one of the rare triangle offenses to counter, this time not only Detroit Pistons, but all the teams who slowly accepted Jordan rules. The Bulls team let Pippen and Grant divide the shots from Michael. Pippen finally gained All-Star status in the next 1990-91 season. Jordan received second MVP this time, and not even that, the Chicago Bulls beat the Detroit Pistons in a 4-game sweep. It was the first time the Bulls team ever reached the final game and won the championship by defeating the Los Angeles Lakers. Thus, this even proved the game is a team sport. Without Pippen and Grant, Michael would never have been this far, and still, without Michael's fearless plays, the team never have won. With their first big win, the Chicago Bulls kept pushing. They built momentum and went on to win 2 straight championships. Michael and Pippen took their talents to the Dream Team, and together they brought home Olympic gold for their country. But when Michael returned from international play, something was missing. In the 1993 season, he lost the MVP race to Charles Barkley. And it wasn't Michael hitting the headlines. It was John Paxson's clutch shot and Horace Grant's game-saving block. Fans began to whisper. Critics said Michael was slowing down. They questioned his weight, his strength, even whether he should retire. But Michael silenced the noise. He promised he would play until the very end. Then tragedy struck. Michael's father was murdered. Broken, he stepped away from the game. The Bulls retired his number 23, and with it, their championship glory faded. It was rock bottom, for Michael, for Chicago. But legends don't stay down forever. In March 1995, the world saw a fax with just 2 words, "I'm back." Michael returned, and in the playoffs, he put up 35 points per game. The Bulls fell to the Orlando Magic, but Scottie Pippen rose as an All-NBA first-team player, and Michael still clawed to the 11th spot in MVP voting. Considering the heartbreak, the loss, the time away, just reaching the semifinals was a victory of its own. But Jordan wasn't satisfied. The fire was back. Then came the 1995-1996 season, the season that redefined greatness. Michael trained like a man possessed, and the Bulls delivered an all-time record, 72 wins. Jordan claimed his MVP. He averaged over 30 points per game. And if that wasn't enough, the next season gave us the flu game. Barely able to stand, drenched in sweat, fighting illness, Jordan still played. And not just played, he dominated. Against the Utah Jazz, he hit a clutch buzzer beater. The Bulls won the championship. Jordan scored 38 points that night and captured his 5th MVP trophy. This wasn't just basketball. It was proof that no matter the setback, greatness always finds a way back. Finally, by the 1998 season, the Chicago Bulls had major changes in their team. With Scottie Pippen sitting down due to his long-lasting injury and Michael having pressured himself, Chicago Bulls faced Utah Jazz team 3 times before defeating them in the final game. The Jazz team had players like Karl Malone and John Stockton, but Michael executed a series of plays which was considered one of the greatest moments in NBA history. The game itself holds the highest television rating of the time. Jordan and the Chicago Bulls won the championship when Jazz's Jack Stockton narrowly missed a game-winning 3-pointer. That was the even best season for Michael Jordan, as considered to be playing against many young players. He achieved his 6th and last MVP with the Chicago Bulls, averaging 33.5 points per game and 45 in the last deciding Game 6. After the 1998 season, Jordan retired for the 2nd time from the NBA in 1999, and he never returned to the Chicago Bulls. In later periods,
He played for the Washington Wizards from 2001 to 2003, the team which he also co-owned. But with age, he had to be on the backside. In his last season, he received standing ovations and praises from around the world. And then, the NBA finally had an ending to the Jordan era. An ending that sealed his legacy as the greatest to ever play the game.
Now, the question remains, what was the feud that led Scottie Pippen to tweet against Jordan? With the release of The Last Dance, he felt that all the team had been left aside and Jordan received the attention. Sources also say that Jordan received $10 million for the series, with the remaining team left with zero. In the 90 season, there was also a large pay difference for two. He believed Michael had always got the attention. He was down with the injury and played through seasons, but no one has praised him as they did for Michael during the flu game. Maybe he is telling the reality, but there is always another side to reality. And in games like basketball and NBA seasons, it all runs with the audiences and fans.
Michael has created an aura and an era that is remembered till date. For his plays on the court and with the Chicago Bulls, no one has ever seen the points as high as the team managed to pull, with Michael remaining on the top. He received great support from his team, but it is not his fault that audiences only loved him and praised for his plays. Whatever might some say, but in reality, Jordan created a history that no one has ever seen. He brought audiences to the games. He let merchandise sell and made the NBA a profit-making business. The web series documentary released on Netflix, he never let it release until COVID-19 pandemic hit. Some things he believed are meant to be kept secret, and all he did was play his game. He left a legacy that no one has ever seen, and developed as a cultural icon to represent basketball and NBA culture altogether. And that was his greatest and primeness towards sports and business.